Hi, my name is Lance Funaoka. This is my introduction video. I think the first question is around, why are we pursuing this opportunity? For me, it's about gaining a deeper understanding about the students I serve. I've been teaching English language arts for 15 years in Northeast Los Angeles. A lot of my students have experienced a lot of the trauma I have already read about across my courses. And for myself, it's just gaining insight, perspective for new approaches to ultimately serve this population I serve, which are students, understanding circumstances, variables, solutions that can maximize our effectiveness as teachers. Part two of the question is our culture sketch and our reflections. I think for myself, my biggest takeaway was probably my ethnicity. I'm Japanese American, but I'm an English teacher. And as I read through the questions, the reflection questions of the culture sketch, I realized that, perceptions of academic strengths are relevant in today's society. I think as an Asian, the expectation is we're good at mathematics, and I've been in professional meetings where I was already assumed to be the math teacher, even though I wasn't. I was actually the English teacher. So I think the reflection questions around the cultural sketch, particularly in the workplace, made me think about how I'm perceived as an English teacher. It's easy to assume maybe my academic background or my credentials are derived in, maybe mathematics or the sciences. But I kind of take pride in that because it's a reflection of how I grew up. A large reason why I became an English teacher is because I am Asian. Just to dispel that stereotype, I can master the English language, as a matter of fact, have a pretty tight control of the language, still be Asian, Not every Asian teacher is a math teacher. We have the ability to teach language arts, diction, syntax, critical thinking, analysis, and that's something I take pride in. Closing the assignment, thoughts and reflections, I think my biggest takeaway has to be the idea that being part of the majority and being part of the minority, it's fluid. Nothing is concrete. You can sort of flow between the majority and minority. One example really struck me was individuals with disability. If you lost your hearing later in your life, do you necessarily connect with or relate with a population who was hard of hearing from birth? And that tells me that these are simply guidelines to life, social structure, the majority and minority. They're not concrete. You can transcend, you can descend, but it's really up to social perceptions and our desire to push forward. And that's, in my opinion, promising, because we're never pigeonholed. We can move upward. Likewise, we can move downward. But there's social mobility, and that's important, in my opinion, in any social structure.